What's going on, everyone? So, kind of going through players that I think that there is an argument for to keep over others. Now, look, no one on this roster is untradeable outside of like Luka and LeBron. Everyone else, I think, should be fair game. If you have to, whatever, salary filler or do this or do that, then yes, you do that, you get it done, right? Lakers may need to kind of like rebuild this entire roster, and you're probably going to have to trade and get rid of guys. And luckily, a lot of guys are expiring contracts and, guys that have some value to some teams, right? Especially with the new CBA, we've seen how valuable some of these expiring contracts can be. It's how the Lakers got Dorian Finney-Smith when he was looking like he was going to Memphis, right? Because a team like the Nets were like, we'd rather have the expiring contract than the first, right? So Lakers do have several guys. They have like $60 million in expiring contracts if they can find the right move, the right trade. We'll see how that plays out. But one of the guys that I do think you should keep is Jordan Goodwin. Now, it's not because Jordan Goodwin is this like superstar player or he's this, that, and the other. No, it's just he's a vet minimum guy, right? He's on a vet minimum contract. You need to fill out a roster. He's a guy that can play in a pinch, but he's a guy that does so many things that the Lakers need on this team, right? Excellent rebounder for the guard position. I mean, excellent. Like one of the better rebounders at the guard position. Definitely needs to work on his three-point shooting. He actually shot the ball well for the Lakers, but unlimited volume and was very inconsistent. If he can consistently find a three-point shot, obviously he's a role guy. He's going to have his ups and downs, but if he can kind of have more ups than downs at times, because he had games where he was like 0 of 5 from 3, right? Where it's like, in those games, can you be, 2 of 5 from 3 or 2 of 6 from 3 or whatever, right? 33% instead of 0%, right? And then the good games, you're, 4 or 5 from 3, whatever, stuff like that, right? Like that could go a long way. But Jordan Goodwin, he's still young, 26 years old. You need these young, hustle, athletic guys, especially for an 82-game season, right? A lot of games, guys are going to get nights off, right? You want to kind of keep guys' minutes low as possible, right? Over the course of an 82-game season. Jordan Goodwin is a guy that can come in, slot in. You can slot him at the 2, you can slot him at the 3, and is going to work his tail off, right? He's going to hustle, he's going to defend, he's going to play defense, he's going to hit the occasional shot, right? Like he even said himself, when the Lakers said, hey, if you want an opportunity to make this roster, you need to do 2 things. You need to rebound and defend, right? Jordan Goodwin himself said that. And guess what Jordan Goodwin was really good at? Rebounding and defending, right? And that's what the Lakers need. They need guys that can go out there, give you second chance points, give you, defensive rebounds. It's how the defense ends, right? Defense isn't done until you get the ball back, right? When you get the ball back, then you can go to the other side and try to score the basketball. So having a guy like a Jordan Goodwin that can help on both of those categories, not a guy you're looking to come in and play 40 minutes a night or anything like that, just a guy that come in, be a serviceable role guy, serviceable player off the bench over the 82-game season and then get some spot minutes in the playoffs. Jordan Goodwin, perfect. But again, 26 years old. He'll be 27 in October, around when the season starts. Again, you're talking about a guy that is 6'4", 6'5", all right, 200 pounds. So he's got good size, good strength. And he also plays and defends bigger. That's the key, right? You see a lot of guys that, they're like, 6'6", but can't defend anybody, right? Like, well, Jordan Goodwin is a guy that can defend multiple positions. We've even seen him defend with success bigger guys, like 6'8" guys and stuff like that, because he's good, he's strong, he's physical, gets after it, tenacious. But you look at this season, 29 games played. He started in 5 of them, averaged 18.7 minutes per game, averaged 5 field goal attempts per game, shot 43.8% from the floor. From three-point range on 2.3 attempts, he shot 38.2%, which is good. That's perfect. That's what you want, right? Could he just shoot around 38% from three-point range? Again, he was a little streaky. He'd have games where he was like, 3 of 4 or 4 for 5, and then he'd have games where he's like 0 of 5, right? So if he can kind of, like I said, on the off shooting nights is 1 of 5, 2 of 5. I know that might sound silly. It's like, well, okay, like that's only 3 points, but 3 points is better than no points, right? Like, and that's improvement. That's growth, right? If you can get something like that, perfect. But again, 38.2%, 48.7% from 2-point range on 2.6 attempts, EFG of 52.8%, which all these numbers were the best of his career, which gives me promise that 1, he's growing, he's getting better. That's good. That's what you want to see. And 2, he played well alongside the Lakers. And now you're going to have a full training camp, a full preseason, a full offseason. He needs to just be working on his 3-point shot. over and over and over and over and just give me those reps from 3-point range. Because Jordan Goodwin, if he can become, again, a more consistent, look, 38% from 3-point range on the season is great, right? But if you watch the games, he was very like hot and cold. If he can kind of just be like, bad games happen, bad shooting nights happen, you're going to have that. It's part of the game of basketball. But can he just give me some level of consistency on a nightly basis? That would be huge if that can happen. 81.8% from the free throw line, which is great. Rebounding. 4 rebounds, including 1.3 offensive rebounds per game, 1.4 assists, a full steal, and a block, or half a block, and just under 6 points. So he's basically a 6-4 guy in 18 minutes of action. Now, if you look at his per 36, doesn't tell you the whole story, doesn't give you everything, but it kind of gives you an idea of like what can he do if he was getting starting level minutes, right? Which I don't think he really would get, but he'd be 11 points, 7.4 rebounds, including 2.5 offensive rebounds per game, 2.8 assists, so almost 3 assists per game, 2 steals, and a block. Sounds like everything the Lakers need, right? Like that would be fantastic if he could come in and bring that. And again, like, what do the Lakers need? You need 2 bigs, without a doubt, undoubtedly, 2 big men, in my opinion, right? You need that clear-cut starting level center, and then you need a clear backup center. Okay, after that, what else do you need? Well, you need two-way guys. You need perimeter depth. You need athleticism. You need hustle. You need guys that will do the things that you saw Minnesota. Minnesota beat us in a lot of ways. I mean, there were several reasons, but a big reason was they just outworked us. They were more physical. They won all the 50-50 balls. They just outworked us, out-hustled us, all of that. So what do you need? You need athletes. You need guys that will do the dirty work, that will hustle, that will do that stuff, whether they're playing 5 minutes or 48 minutes, right? So I look at a guy like a Jordan Goodwin. He's one of those guys that can give you that. And he's cheap, right? You need those guys. Even if he never plays, he's a guy that you know at any moment you can put out there and he can play and he will play his role. He understands his role and he'll do it well. Right? You need a 15th guy. You need a 14th guy. You need a 13th guy. You need a 10th guy. Right? You need those guys regardless. And those guys are usually going to make vet minimums. So I look at a guy like a Jordan Goodwin, and I'm like, he's a guy that I do believe can come in and be that quality piece for you. He can come in and be that just hustle, dirty work guy, be the balance, come off the bench, slot in at the 2, slot in at the 3, right? And just you don't have to worry about him, right? Play some spot minutes in the playoffs. He's probably not going to be a main guy in the playoff rotation, but he's a guy that like, hey, we need to get this guy some rest, or man, like let's just get another body out there, or we need some help rebounding and chasing down some loose balls. Hey, throw Jordan Goodwin out there and he can go out there and do that, and he'll do the dirty work and he'll play it well, right? You need the guys that can play his roles. I don't want to like have trade-offs. Again, like I don't know why, but if a team was like, we want Jordan Goodwin in the trade, then fine. You trade Jordan Goodwin. It's not that big of a deal. He's not a guy that you look at and go like, you cannot trade Jordan Goodwin by any stretch of the imagination. Like, no. Like, if a team is like, hey, if you need salary filler or something, then yeah, sure, throw in Jordan Goodwin. Although you have guys like Shake Milton or whatever. But my point is like, if you have to, trade him. But if he's a guy that you can keep, and he's a guy that you're like, hey, like, let's just, let's keep him, in the mix, then fine. Keep him. He isn't a guy that I think you should just give away or just he's a guy that I do think can make a real impact for the Lakers this season. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Kind of mixed in the middle. However you feel either way, love to hear it down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one.